Hey everyone, this is Jeff Hudson. Welcome to Authority Funnel Marketing. Today I want to show you probably the single most important thing that I can teach you or anybody else when it comes to advertising online and especially with Facebook. So that is, what are your numbers? That is the most important thing. You have to know that before you get into the game, okay? Otherwise, you're the guy at the carnival that keeps losing money on the same game because you don't know the rules. And you don't know the tricks, right? So you're just going to lose a lot of money. So with this spreadsheet, I'm going to show you the 4 or 5 things that I believe that you can control when you are advertising, and I want to show you how big of a difference it can make when you just make little incremental improvements. Okay, so this is what I do with myself. This is what I do with all my clients. And these are the numbers the very numbers that I'm looking at. So you are getting kind of a view through the lens of an expert and somebody who does this a lot. So I want you to take this and I want you to apply it to your own business. And here's the numbers I look at. So this is a little bit of a simplified version, but it should be good enough to help you make money. So here on the left we have a losing campaign. Total revenue minus $686. And here on the right we have a winning campaign. And I'm going to show you how we turned a losing campaign into a winning campaign with just a few small improvements. Okay, so these are experimental numbers, and you can change the reach, you can change the click-through rate, you can change the landing page conversion rate, and the sales page conversion rate. So those are the 4 things that you want to focus on every time you're running a Facebook ad. Okay, so I'll say that again: reach, click-through rate, landing page conversion rate, and sales page conversion rate. Now this is assuming that we're going from an ad to an opt-in and then to a sales page. So that is the framework we're talking about. If you have a framework that is different, like if you're just sending people to a webinar registration page, this is going to be a more simple document, and I'm going to have another calculator for that. So check the links below here. There's probably a link to the webinar calculator and other frameworks, but this is the very beginner framework for someone who has an opt-in and then wants to show someone after they've opted in a sales page, right? Okay, so it's a very simple framework. The first thing you need to know before you even start this at all is your budget. Okay, now how many times have I asked somebody, what's your budget? And I got this answer: well, that depends on how it's converting, or my budget's unlimited. And you know what I do when I hear that? Boom, I slap the person. Actually, I don't, but I want to, because everybody has a budget. Assuming you have not proven your funnel or your ads to be profitable, then you have a budget. You have a finite amount of money that you are willing to spend. So for the purposes of this exercise, we're going to say that number is $1,000. Okay. The next thing we're going to look at is reach. So when you start your campaign, and let's say you spend $1,000, you are going to get a reach. So reach is kind of like impressions, right? So it's very similar. That reach is sometimes, it's easily calculated based on the CPM, or the cost per thousand. So a lot of times, like a baseline reach is going to be about a $10 CPM. And that fluctuates wildly, okay? So this is just an example, and it's based on what I see a lot across the board. So your reach with that $1,000, you can count on it being roughly 100,000. Okay, so how do you influence reach? Well, if you look down below in this calculator, reach is influenced by relevancy and engagement. So if you have a good relevancy score, or if you have a high engagement in your ad, you're going to get a greater reach at a cheaper cost. So if you have fantastic reach, or if you have fantastic relevancy and engagement within your ad, you're going to get a reach that is much better than 100,000. Okay, so let's just say we focus on adjusting your ads so that they empower more viral reactions, and they get a better rate, and more people like it, more people share it. And more people overall just engage with your ads. So let's just say that we worked on optimizing that and we improved it just 5%. Okay, so now we've taken your reach from 100,000 to 105,000. Now that is not very hard to do. Okay, that's just a little bit of extra testing and a couple tricks here and there with your ad copy. Okay, So the next thing we're going to look at is the CTR. So click-through rate is probably the easiest thing to influence out of all of these variables. Click-through rate can easily be tested very quickly by creating multiple versions of your ad and split testing. Okay, by doing that, you're going to quickly cycle through 5 or 10 different versions of the same headline, the same, different copy, and you're going to be able to test all these variables and very quickly improve that. In this example, I only wanted to improve the click-through rate because I'm trying to show you how small increments make big changes. Okay, we're going to improve that by 0.5%. So we're going to take that from 1.4 to 1.9%. Okay. The second thing we're going to look at, the third thing actually, is the landing page conversion rate. Now the landing page conversion rate that I get on most of my opt-ins is between 35 and 45%. If you've been doing this a while, you should be hitting that number. When you're just starting out, a lot of people hit in the 10 to 20% range. I'm going to say that you're pretty good. You've done this before. You've run some ads and created some landing pages. I'm going to say that you are converting at 20% right off the bat, which is pretty decent, and you can certainly make a lot of money doing that. Through some testing, I think you can get that up to 25%. Okay, so when we run 200 or 300 clicks through here, we're going to start testing the landing page split testing and establishing that baseline and then improving it little bit by little bit. Let's just say we get it from 20 to 25%. Okay, so that's only a 5% increase. On the model on the left, that 20% gets us from 100,000 reach, 1,400 clicks, and now 280 total leads. If we improve these three things a small amount, instead of having 280 leads, we now have 499 leads. That's almost twice as much, right? That's pretty significant. And none of these are knock your socks off improvements. These are just, grunting it out kind of improvements, just hard work, doing the dirty work, and none of it's very difficult. It's just takes effort and a system. Okay, so that's a huge difference, and I'm going to show you why it's a huge difference here down below. So if we have 280 total opt-ins on the left, our cost per lead is $3.57, which is really nothing to write home about. If we make those improvements on the right, we get to a $2.01 cost per lead. Okay, now that means 280 people on the left are going to view that sales page. And if we have a very standard sales page conversion rate that's kind of an industry standard that you see kind of across the board, I hate that term because it varies so much, but 5% is not uncommon. Okay, so if 280 people see it on the left, 5% convert, we're at 14%, or 14 total sales. And if we optimize that page a little bit and we get to 5.5%, the model on the right is really starting to look a lot better because now we're at 27 sales. And if we have a $49 product, we've just taken ourselves from losing money, $686 off of $1,000 spent, so we've lost $314 to on the right, we now have a profit of $344 because we made $1,344. More importantly, if you break even on this funnel or this product sale and you start to eke out a 34% profit, you can now say that you have an unlimited budget because now you're printing money. Okay, so a lot of people run ads and they fall somewhere in this column on the left. They lose money. And a lot of times it's a lot more money than this, right? A lot of times people spend $1,000 and they'll only make like $100. And they say Facebook ads don't work. Well, you have to have a framework and understand what your framework is and then understand what the variables are that you can actually adjust and test and prove, right? Because you cannot improve what you can't measure. And here's your measurements and here's the baselines that I want you to understand. So if this framework applies to your funnel, you can go ahead and start measuring these things and recording them and improving them. If your funnel is a little bit different than this, you can certainly take this and adjust it. Maybe you have a landing page, maybe you have a one-time offer in here. Well, simply add a column or a row and add in your one-time offer views and your one-time offer conversion rate and just adjust this. But this is a great way to keep track of what you're doing. And when you want to learn how to optimize each one of these variables, reach, click-through rate, landing page conversion rate, and sales page conversion rate, just come down below and look at my guidelines here. So click-through rate is influenced by image, headline, and copy, okay, in that order. Landing page conversion rate is influenced by copy. Copy, 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 and then copy some more. Okay, copy is the most important thing. Call to action is also important. There are certainly other elements, but if you want to make the, look at the very core things that usually make the biggest difference in my experience, look at copy and look at your call to action. The sales page conversion rate is very similar, but the sales page conversion rate is influenced by copy first and social proof second. Social proof, the single most important variable that I can find other than copy to work on. So if you don't have social proof, start giving your product away and get reviews immediately. That is the most important thing you can do. Okay? I hope this conversion calculator helps you guys. Please comment below if you have any feedback, if you'd like to see any other versions of this, or if you have questions about it. Just leave a comment below. I appreciate your feedback, and I hope this helps you guys earn more money. That's what I'm here for. I want you to earn more money with your Facebook ads, with all of your online advertising. Good luck going forward.